Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back or welcome. This is your first time watching this channel. My name is Matt Samolski. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel I do car reviews, and this is 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E, Ford's first fully electric vehicle, and a big thank you to Ford of Port Richey, Florida for making this possible. So today I'm going to take you on the tour of this vehicle. We're going to check out the exterior, interior. We're going to see and play with some of the interesting features inside of the car. The important part is that this is the Select model, which is the base version of the Mach-E lineup. And I'm here to show you of what you're getting for the base price of just over $43,000. So if you're ready, let's go. Right, so starting right up front of this vehicle, you can see it's completely different than any of the other Fords that you have seen. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even have a Ford badging anywhere on the vehicle, or the key for that matter. All you can see is this running horse, this Mustang logo right in what normally would be a grille. Now this is a filled grille. Basically there's no vertical or horizontal slots that allow the air in it. This is all enclosed. The only place where you have the air going in, and this is basically opens up as soon as it needs a little bit of cooling, is right here at the bottom. Now you can see those louvers are open to allow air to get in here. We're in the sunny day, it's hot outside, the vehicle is on right now, so it's actually getting the cabin nice and cool for me. But very nice grille, Mustang logo in here. The lights, nice kind of narrow lights, but fit perfectly within this body. It does have the LED stripe right at the bottom here, turn signal incorporated, and then on the inside you have like basically 5 separate lights inside of it. Again, this is the base model car. At the bottom you have a little bit of a lip spoiler to accentuate that sportiness of this vehicle. A little bit of the black trim along with the regular color of this vehicle. Now if you do get the higher end trim like the GT, the grille is going to look completely different. It's going to look the same on the premium model on the Mustang. So, and this what you get on the base one. Well guys, so before I let you peek underneath the hood, or rather the front, we're going to talk about the engine or the electric motor for that matter, because there's really 2 electric motors. One that's 68 kilowatt hours, and then the other one that's 88. One of them is a standard range, the other one is the extended range. They're also available in the rear-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive. Now this is the base one, this is the rear-wheel drive, so the engine produces 266 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque, and it's able to push this vehicle 0 to 60 in about 5.2 seconds, and then it has a range of about 230 miles. So it's not bad for a base vehicle. Now the range and the horsepower gets larger. There's also available with the 290 horsepower engine and also available with 346 horsepower engine. And of course, you know, the range goes from 230 to about 250 miles as far as the higher end models, the 88 kilowatt hours motors. So that's the engine. You can't see it here, but you can see what's underneath that hood. So let's check it out. All right, so first of all, I mean, you can see you have the hydraulic struts that keep that hood up. The hood is very light. I believe it might be aluminum. It's pretty light, and you have this Mustang right inside of here. You can see that running horse, and that front, that cargo space in here, it's rather large. And I was told you can actually put some ice in here, and it's sealed. You can see there's a seal around here, so it's gonna keep it either cold or warm, whatever you put in here. And you know, it does have this divider which you can separate your cargo in here. It is larger, I think, than on Tesla. It's larger than on the I-Pace that I've seen and on the Volvo, and those are the electric cars that I've tested so far. So you do have your windshield washer fluid, and then the battery is underneath here. You can see you get the positive and the negative ports in there. So that's it. That's what's underneath the hood. From the side view, this vehicle looks like Tesla and Mustang had a baby, literally. I mean, it does have some typical characteristics for the Mustang, and that's right in front of here. Kind of that roof line that goes down in here, and definitely the lights in the back, tail lights in the back, which we're gonna take a look at next. But let's stay on here for just a little bit longer. One thing you can see, obviously, the charging port. Now on Tesla, it's in the back. This one is in the front, so I guess it's just a different way that you need to pull up to the charging station. It does come with the cables that you can plug it into your regular home outlet for basically the stage 1 charging, which is going to take a little bit longer, but you can leave it overnight and have the car fully charged in the morning. As far as the other features of this vehicle that are kind of one of its own, first of all, is the door handle right here. I'm going to give you a close-up of it, but basically the way that you open this car is press the unlock button. It's going to unlock this door and push it out just a little bit, and then there's a little handle that you pull the door open. Not sure if I like it, but that's what it's here. Also, it does have the number pad, which you can use in case you forget your key to unlock the vehicle. Now, big Mach-E badge right on the side in here. That shows you that it's an electric vehicle. And as far as the design on here, you know, it's got some cladding, which is matte black versus that shiny black color of this car, of the wheels. Now these are upgraded wheels. These are still 18-inch wheels on this vehicle. I like the design. That kind of blends nicely with that color of this. Another trim at the bottom of here, and then again, you know, to unlock the rear door, there's no handle anywhere on this vehicle, and it's kind of strange, but you push this button, it pushes the door out a little bit, so then you can stick your hand in there and basically grab it and open it. The roofline kind of slopes down here, but it allows more room in here, so the roof actually goes straight, but the line above the windows goes down in here for the more aerodynamic look. Now you have this gate spoiler, which we're gonna look at next. All right guys, back of this car, I mean, big gate spoiler, LED light, wiper, rear window wiper. I kind of wish that it was right on top of here, hidden from the elements. Now you have the big Mustang logo right here, and take a look at these lights. Now you've seen these lights in the regular Mustang. Those are the sequential turn signals right here. They're also brake lights incorporated right in here. They're white if you look at them, if they're not lit, and then they change the color obviously to the red or yellow if you're turning. As far as the rest of this vehicle, it's pretty simple. Obviously there is no exhaust because there is no gasoline engine in here. Now a little bit of reflector light. Now you have the reverse light right in the middle here, and then this part of the bumper is matte black. Now that's smart, that prevents the paint from scratching. I mean, if you scratch that, you don't really see that much of a damage. So let's get inside and let's see what hides inside of one of these. And so one thing that you probably will get on the higher end trims, and I'm not 100% sure, but you don't have the power gate in the back here. You can unlock it and open it manually in here. As you can see on the close-up here, there's also the rear view camera in here, which we're going to check out. And this is what you have on the interior. Just how much room you have, which is actually quite big. And it's got over 20 cubic feet of storage inside of here. Now there is a 12-volt outlet right on the side. There's a little bit compartment light with the little Mustang logo right in between them. And what do you have underneath the floor? Okay, so no spare tire, but you do have the fix-a-flat. You have this little compressor that you can inflate your tires in case you have a flat one. And of course you have a set of charging cables. Now this is the one that you plug in your regular outlet. This is your regular electrical outlet, and then you have one that you can plug in to the 220 or the 240 outlet, basically to charge it faster. And then the other part of this cable plugs into the car, so you can perfectly charge it at home, or even if you have a space by your office where you can plug it in, that would be perfect. The seats fold down 60/40, so you can make more room in here as well. Now I wish there was a power gate. It's kind of high to reach. It's not very heavy to pull down though. Well, since this is the first Mustang that actually has 4 doors, I want to check out and see if it got enough room in the back for 5 passengers, or for 3 passengers in the back and 2 in the front. I'm not even sure why they call it a Mustang. I'm not sure if some of the Mustang purists wouldn't be offended by it, but again, put it in the comment section below, see what you think about it. Let's open the door. Door opens nice and wide, and let me see if it's got enough room. Okay, so I do have definitely enough knee room, leg room as far as the front. I do have quite a bit of headroom. Now keep in mind that this is the base model, so it doesn't have that glass roof that's available on the higher end model. I don't know if it's gonna hurt or help the headroom, because I haven't sat in the other one yet. And shoulder room, very nice. Seats are super comfortable. They look pretty cool. Check it out yourself. Right, so in order to open the door, I showed you that before. You basically push the button, this door will pop open a little bit, and this is what you have on the interior. You have your window control. The door handle's kind of in a different place than normally, and looks different, feels different. But as far as the other features of the door, you have the leather wrapped door handle right here. You have the big speaker. We're going to check out that stereo in a little bit, but check out the seats itself. I like that quilted stitching, and the seats are actually very comfortable. The leather, which is actually not leather, I heard it's a man-made material, but it feels good. It feels like leather. So you do have this armrest that pulls down. You have 2 cup holders in here, and then in the middle here you have your vents for the AC, and then you have the USB-C and the USB port right there for your charging pleasure. It is a full flat floor. Now this is a rear-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure the seats, they have some seat pockets right in the back. I'm not sure what this material is, but it feels very sturdy and very nice. Let's hear how the door sounds. It's decent. It's not as good as some of the other one, but it's respectable. All right, before we get in and see the command center of this Ford Mustang Mach-E, let's check out the door. The front door, similar to the rear door. I mean, it has a nicely leather wrapped, not real leather, but this material wrapped door handle right here. The door latch is right in here. You can hear it working. You have the window controls, mirror controls, and the lock controls. That's on the side of it. Now let's check out the interior. Let's check this guys out. 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E, a fully electric vehicle. This is the interior of it. So let's take a look at the steering wheel. The steering wheel, it's a Mustang steering wheel. It doesn't have any Ford badging. I mentioned in the beginning of this review that there's no Ford badges anywhere on the car, at least where I could see it. It's all Mustang. Mustang in the front, Mustang in the back, Mustang on the door sill, and Mustang on the steering wheel. Multi-function steering wheel. This is basically your adaptive cruise control. You can set the distance between you and the car in front of you. You have your lane keep assist, as well as you have your main cruise control button right here. Now, as far as this side right here, you have your volume control, you have your voice control, you have your phone controls right here. And all right, so this is what you see in the front. I mean, there's really, it's a 10-inch screen that gives you the basic information, charge and range on the left-hand side, direction where you're going, which is your compass right underneath here. They have a picture of the vehicle. I believe this is for your parking sensors. It says ready, which means the vehicle is on. And unlike Tesla, it actually does have a dedicated power button. So you press that in order for the vehicle to start. Now you have the miles per hour right there, big digital display, and then the gear indicator on the right hand side. Now it does have 84 miles, so people were test driving this one, I'm sure. But the main thing is this huge 15.5-inch screen. Now it's not the first in its class. I mean, there's other vehicles that have it. Obviously, if you've seen my Tesla Model S review, you've seen a screen that's similar to the size of it. But what do we have as far as features? Granted, this is the base model. I'm not sure if any of the features are not available on this. They're available on the higher end model. Let's close this up and let's go to the main screen. We're gonna close this. Okay, what do we have? So you have to see the main screen. There's some controls here. This is your drive modes, unbridled, which is the sporty mode, whisper, and engage. So whisper, it's seamless drive, calm and quiet, engage. Okay, what does it say? Balanced drive, fun and engaging, and unbridled, which we were in, exhilarating drive, machine and road align as one. So this is the fastest, the sportiest, the most dynamic driving mode. It's the unbridled one. Let's check out the camera while we at it. So this is your rear view camera. Now this one doesn't have a 360. Again, this is the base model, so you don't get 360 on this particular one. And you can turn on or off the parking sensors in here, which you can see right there. You can turn that off completely. As far as parking, Park Aid is on. As far as access, what do we have? Charge port light. By the way, when you see that charging port, I showed you that before, there's a little indicator light that shows you basically of how charged the vehicle is without getting inside. Driver's assistant features, auto hold, traction control, those are the two that are available, and the valet mode. Basically enter the pin in order to get it in or out of the valet mode. Settings, as far as the other settings on the vehicle, again, big, nice big display. You can have the sound settings, phone list, charge. So it tells you right now, will charge when plugged in, 98%, again, 198 miles per hour. Comfort level, warm, preferences, you can schedule charging, departure, and comfort. Again, driver assistance. Okay, so here is all of the driver's assistant features. Tons of them. Lane keep assist, pre-collision assist, rear view camera delay, blind spot information system, cross traffic alert, reverse brake assist, driver alert, auto hold, traction control. So there's a lot of safety features in here. Vehicle settings, what do we have here? Really quick, power down timer. So if you leave it on, it's going to power down by yourself. My key does have the My Key system, My Key information. So, you know, we don't have that set up right now. Remote startup, setup, remote start the zone, climate control, auto duration 15 minutes. Windows and wipers, remote open, remote close, those are all on. Wipers, rain sensing, let's turn that on just to have it. Lighting, does it have any ambient lights? It doesn't seem like it. Just a high beam, daytime running light, locks, auto on lock, mislock, chirp, walk away lock. Okay, so if you walk away, the vehicle will lock itself, which is pretty cool. Door keypad code, you know, those are the key codes that nobody remembers once they buy the car. Low battery, EV driving history, etc., etc. So tons of features, a lot of feedback. You know, as far as the reports and stuff like this. General settings, display settings, column screen. Okay, basically it gives you the basic screen in here. Let's go back in here. So shortcuts right in the main screen, radio, phone, navigation, tire pressure. Now it does have a wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And you know, my phone is connected through Bluetooth right now. I haven't really checked it out much, but it does have the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so hopefully that's a good thing for some of you that like to use that feature on the vehicle. Again, this is controls, this is settings, this is your main screen. What do we have at the bottom here? This is basically your climate control settings. Okay, right in here, and it's a little bit different than what you see in any other cars. That's actually a volume knob and the volume power button. So you can turn that on. I'm going to turn that off so we don't get copyright claim on this, but it sounds pretty good. Everything else, you have the automatic climate control. Does it have any heated seats? It doesn't seem like this particular one has it. Again, this is what you get for the base model. I'm sure the higher end trims will get it. I hope to get one and review it and point out some of the differences on the higher end model. So that's the infotainment system in the nutshell. It's great, it's big, it's visible. I know some of the guys who reviewed those cars before complained that their knees were hitting it or they were too close. For me, I think there's plenty of room between your knee and the side of this, or the corner of this screen, so that wouldn't be an issue. I actually had a friend of mine sitting right next door, and you know, he's about the same height and he didn't have any issues with it either. Wireless charging right at the bottom of here. Then you have the USB and the USB-C port. Then you have two cup holders, and then over here, this is your gear selector. So you change the gears in here. Okay. Now this one has the low option in here as far as the gears. I'm not sure why. I would never take this vehicle off-roading. It doesn't have enough ground clearance, and you know, unless you know you get the all-wheel drive version and get stuck in snow, maybe you'll use that. So here's your park aid, basically for your parking, your hazard lights, and your electronic parking brake. Okay, so this basically turns that park aid on and off. You can, or gives you the display of it right here. Okay, another thing that you see right here is this armrest, and that armrest, you can lift it. Okay, there's another storage compartment that's hidden underneath here. You have the 12-volt outlet, and this closes so that gets out of the way. But one of the things that I want to point out too, and I showed you the seats in the back, but this is the front seats, basically the same design, quilted stitching, contrast stitching, very nice. But I can't tell you how comfortable they are. They're super comfortable. They're not sporty seats, so they're probably not going to hold you in place as, you know, some of the sport cars fans would like to. But comfort is king. All right, does it have anything strange or interesting on the rear view mirror? It doesn't seem like it. The top console, fairly basic too, just the lights. You have the sunglasses holder in here, and like I said, this one doesn't have the sunroof. I know the higher end trims are available with that panoramic fixed glass roof, which is an awesome feature in my opinion. But so what else we have here? Now these are speakers, believe it or not. These are speaker covers. Quality materials. If you've seen my previous Ford reviews, some of them, my complaint was that it's a lot of plastic. This one doesn't feel like it at all. This one feels solid. It actually feels very quality and more expensive than the other models that I've seen. Now, as far as the door handles, take a look at this. This is how you open the door, okay? It unlocks it. Basically, vehicle is on. Okay, so it applies the park brake. But what do we have here? Here's your light controls. Here's your dimmer. And here's your max front windshield defogger. That's what you have on the side. That concludes the interior portion of it. Let's take this for a spin. Well guys, one important thing as far as the electric vehicle is how fast it accelerates. And this is the slowest one, but here, take a look at this. I have it basically in the sports mode or unbridled mode. That's what they call it. And see how fast it goes. So one other important feature on this vehicle is take a look at the size of the brakes in front. Now, I don't see that they're slotted, they're not drilled, but the rotors are huge on them. And the brake size, the calipers, the disc size is huge. That's in the front. The rear ones are a little bit smaller, okay? But that's the most braking power is gonna be in the front of this car. Well guys, I'm super excited. I'm behind the wheel of this 2021 Mustang Mach-E. And before we take this for a spin, let's talk price a little bit. I mean, this is the base model Mustang Mach-E. Now, this is the single engine. Basically, it's a rear-wheel drive Select model, and this one is at $43,995. That's the manufacturer suggested retail price on this vehicle, which is probably one of the lowest ones as far as the compact SUV or crossover, if you will. I mean, of course, there are other trim levels that are available. The other level that's available, it's premium, then the GT, then they have the Edition 1, and those are more expensive. They have more features, and they go, you know, they can go over $60,000. The premium starts at about $47,000 and some change, and the GT starts at about $60,000 and some change. So those are more expensive ones. They have more horsepower, they have more pickup, but if you're looking for something base, this is not bad at all. This is actually, I'm fairly impressed with this vehicle. $43,995. I'll list everything that's on this vehicle, which is actually the only option, I can tell you right now, the only option on this vehicle, which doesn't even have a price on, so I think it's included in the MSRP, are those painted wheels, those gray wheels that looks fantastic on this vehicle. And you know, 230 mile range. Now this one's got 97% left, 199 miles range, so that's about in line of what this vehicle can do. So let's, first of all, let's take a look and see how it turns. We already checked out the rear view camera. Let's see how it drives. So select the gear and then press the accelerator just like on any other vehicle, and turning radius. Okay, so they have some of the painted lines in here. Now I'm going to pull up in here, turn the wheel all the way, and let's see how long it takes to flip this vehicle around. How many parking spaces? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and just a very little bit over 4. So very much in line with all the other vehicles. Acceleration of this car, since I have this big lot open, I'm going to do right here, you know, we're going to merge in traffic in just a little bit and see how the other driving dynamics work as far as driving this vehicle. But let's, you know, let's see how fast it goes from 0 to whatever. Well, that definitely puts you in the seat. All right, so I mean, it doesn't feel overwhelming, that acceleration, but it feels quick, which is nice. And you don't have any sounds. Now, I believe one of the settings, and let me see if I can actually figure this out in here, propulsion sound, we can turn that off, and now you don't hear anything, because it was this whiny sound like a propulsion engine. Basically, that's the speaker enhanced, which you can have a little bit of that if you like to. And we just turn that off. One pedal drive, that's another setting that's on right now, and that's basically the regenerative braking. So as soon as I let go of the gas, I mean the vehicle brakes until it comes to a complete stop. Then I press the gas again, of course it starts driving again. As far as the visibility, I mean, I like the visibility. I like the way that this vehicle feels. I really do. I think it feels solid. Steering wheel is nice to the touch. The regenerative braking at the one pedal drive will take a little bit of getting used to. For those of you who haven't driven a vehicle with such a feature, it'd probably be a little bit of a learning curve, but not too bad overall. Regular driving, see, when I let go of that gas, it brakes, and it's very noticeable braking. I love the pickup though. I love the way that it takes off. It really does have that ability that you don't get in many of vehicles. So merging in traffic, stop and go traffic, that should be a great feature. Now, as far as the range, you know, there's other cars that are available, and there was a gentleman in a Mustang that was waving at me, the regular old school Mustang. That's why I responded to. And I don't know if people like it or people don't like it, but let's see. What do you think of it?
I was hoping it was a rumor. I'm sorry.
I was just telling. I'm recording a quick video. I was just telling people I'm not sure if the Mustang fans are going to be offended by it or not.
I mean, they're quick though, ain't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
5 seconds. So there you go, folks. You heard it, you know, right from the guy that was driving a Mustang right next to me. He goes like, I was hoping it was a rumor, but it's not. So, you know, there's a lot of guys that are probably not gonna like it very much. Guys, I will give this a big thumbs up. I really like it. I think it's a great entry into electric vehicles. And, you know, in the mid-40s, you can't go wrong. As far as reliability, we won't know for a few years, but I'll give it a big thumbs up. If you like watching videos like this, consider checking out the rest of my channel if you haven't already, and hit like and smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.